NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060, KDUS Tempe, Phoenix, and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale, Phoenix.
And welcome back again. You're listening to Real Hockey Talk live on NBC Sports Radio, AM 1060, KDUS. And we are broadcasting at a most incredible place, Headquarters Grill, Bar, and Sushi, located at 16041 North Arrowhead Fountain Center Drive in Peoria, Arizona. And we are honored to have the owner of this great establishment. It's fairly new. And, of course, Adam Weiss, owner, president of Headquarters Grill, Bar, and Sushi. Adam, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, absolutely. And I got to tell you, I haven't seen a unique concept like this before, where you have sushi, and it's basically a sports bar, but you have other food too, a grill and a bar. How did you come up with that concept?
So basically, me and my partner have been working with the concept on the East Coast for about 8 years. Come up through the rankings of server all the way to general manager and executive chef. Basically just wanted to show guests on the West Coast a little bit of East Coast flair. Came out here about a year ago to start something new. Basically, it's a high-energy sports bar concept with American grill and sushi. So everything's a made-from-scratch kitchen. All of our sauces, dressings are made in-house, nothing frozen. All of our meats are brought in daily, and our fish is flown in from the West Coast for our sushi bar. And basically, other than that, we have some really cool concepts when it comes to the cocktails that go with the sports scene as well. We do a lot of different drink specials, shot specials throughout the games. We host all of our sporting events live with a DJ just to give a little bit more atmosphere. We go in and out of commercials with the music instead of listening to commercials, just to give that extra little experience.
Oh, that's really cool. I had no idea you did that. That's a real cool deal. And do you have happy hour and that type of thing?
Yeah, so we do a happy hour from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday. On Fridays, we also do an acoustic guitar player on the patio during happy hour into the early evening, just to give a little bit better atmosphere for the dining. As well, we have we have a Sunday ticket that we offer, and it's a season ticket pass for Sunday football here, where you get discounts throughout the whole day of your football experience.
Oh, nice!
Yeah,
that is really, really cool. Now, what's your favorite food here?
So, I do a little everything. Most nights I eat at least one sushi roll and one hot item off the menu. So I do a little bit of variety there. But generally, when my Canadian cousins come down from Vancouver, they're big in the hockey scene. My girl cousin plays on the NWHL.
Oh, really?
Kaylee Fratkin.
Nice.
And she generally goes right for the sushi.
Oh, excellent. And some of the customer feedback, is there a favorite among customers of any particular item on the menu?
Right now we're running about a 50-50 mix on the menu. 50% hot food to sushi, so we're pretty well-rounded here.
Yeah.
If we had to pick out one signature item, it'd probably be our HQ shrimp and calamari. We're using a domestic product out of Rhode Island, so the content is just amazing.
Well, I got to tell you, I really, really love this place. It's quite large, too. I mean, you got to, and it's open, too. And I think that's environment is so big in the restaurant industry. I mean, if you can have great food, great service, but not a good environment, it doesn't matter. But you have all three.
Yeah, so really when we built the venue, we're big into sports ourselves, so we wanted to build something that no matter where you sat, you had enough exposure to TVs, and pretty much anywhere you sit in this venue, you could see at least 6 to 8 TVs total. Total in the building, we have 51 with a 160-inch projector in the back room. As well, on the patio, we have 6 TVs and a full misters and heating system as well.
Wow. Now, do you get a large crowd from Harkins yet?
So we draw a really nice crowd for early dinner or after movie experience. And the nice thing is where our price point is at, it's nice and affordable for the blue-collar worker to where you could go enjoy a movie for $4 with your family and then come over here, have a couple drinks, and enjoy some dinner with your family. Which
is really good. And it's just basically a 5-second walk out the door.
It's literally
it's
out the door and across the street.
Yeah, and I like that because I think that will be very attractive. And I'm sure Harkins likes that, too, because, people eating here may say, hey, let's go see a movie.
Sure.
That's possible. I love how your TVs are set up, and really great concept. You're open till, 2 in the morning?
So basically we serve food daily from Monday through Friday. It's 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. for the food, 2 a.m. close. And Saturday and Sunday we actually offer brunch from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then we do our food till 1 a.m. and close at 2. We're also importing an item on the brunch for those New Yorkers out there at Jerseys. We're importing pork roll, which is a meat from New Jersey that only 3 places offer in Arizona.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. Wow. Man, now what would brunch be, for example? Is it special menu items?
So we have a whole select menu, everything from a cheesecake French toast. We also have our bacon with our home-smoked pork belly on it. And different other breakfast sandwiches that are just assorted with all kinds of different flair.
Oh, wow.
I had to jump in just because I just heard you mention pork roll.
Yes, we do.
I'm from South Jersey, born and raised. I was actually just back a couple weeks ago. I actually smuggled some back here on the plane with me, so I know exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get down with your pork.
If you ever need any, we could bring it in for you.
Is that right?
Oh yeah,
oh,
no
my
problem.
Goodness, you are my new best friend.
That is really cool. But I wanted to talk a little bit, if you have a little time. You're a big Ranger fan.
Yes, I am.
And they're playing pretty well right now.
Yeah, they are. People are stepping up this year. Rick Nash woke up from his coma, and he's kicking into gear. He's been MIA for about 2 years now. So
right.
Let's see if he could keep it up. And these young guns they're really stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, and that's exciting for you, I'm sure.
It's very exciting. Obviously, being on the West Coast, not as much hockey exposure out here, but we're looking to turn everyone that comes into headquarters into hockey fans. I mean, one of our biggest things is just teaching the game. So many people don't know how to watch the game. They know football, first down, second down, third down, fourth down, punt or kick the ball, So with hockey, they don't know how to follow the game. And if you teach them how to follow the game, then they really enjoy the game.
That's correct. That's so true, isn't it?
Yeah, well, most people will tell you that if you go to a game, it's exciting because they're all excited about people getting bashed in the boards and other extracurricular items that are really not just hockey. But if you really focus on the talent levels of these young players, it's unbelievable what they could do at such a young age. I mean, you look at one of the local boys, in Austin Matthews, and first game, 4 goals. I mean, it's unheard of. So
it really is. He was leading the league in goals, and I think he's probably maybe second now. But Nylander is on the team too as a center. They got some amazing rookies.
Sure.
I mean,
you got the kid Patrick Laine now.
Yeah.
Who's doing incredible, and a bunch of young talent. I mean, you look at the Rangers. You got a college kid, Jimmy Vesey, that's just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Not even drafted, just straight out of college. So
it's amazing. He's number maybe 4 or 5 in rookie scoring, I think.
Yeah, he's up there on the board. So it's crazy the talent level that's coming out, and the NHL is the hardest pool to get into. And
it really is.
With seeing the amount of talent that's out there at a young age, it's unbelievable that someone could steal the show at 18 years old to just go drafted number 1. But as far as being in Arizona, we want to become, pretty diehard Coyote fans as well.
Yeah.
As long as they're not playing the Rangers, we'll be okay. And like I said, we're looking to partner with the Coyotes and just introduce new guests into the hockey world. I mean, once you're in it, you're in it. Yeah. And you become a diehard. So just bringing people in, the young kids, and just teaching hockey, it's such a great sport.
It really is, and we're thrilled. We are Real Hockey Talk on NBC Sports Radio, so it's sort of cool. It blends in with your whole concept, and I think you'll do well. I mean, there's hardcore fans here, and, of course, the East Coast has, a little bit, obviously, more attention to hockey, but But, they're trying to grow it here, and there's a lot of people from New York, from Canada that move here, and they love hockey. So hockey should be here to stay, and, ASU Division I now, that's sort of a cool deal.
Oh, yeah, no, they're definitely coming up in the rankings, and I think, honestly, this the Vegas expansion will really help the competitiveness with Arizona, because there'll be two of the newer teams, as far as, building. I think Arizona's been building over the last couple of years.
That's right.
And that'll be a new build on that team, and I think it'll create a whole new rivalry with Arizona. With California, it's kind of a rivalry with, per se, the Kings and the Coyotes, but I think more of the rivalries are within California themselves.
Yeah, well, certainly the Ducks and the Kings and San Jose and the Kings have a lot of things going on, of course. And it's nice to see West Coast hockey do well. I mean, the Kings sold out for years and years. San Jose going to the Stanley Cup final last year. Coyotes, struggling a bit with attendance, and maybe once they find a new location east, that might correct itself, perhaps. But we'll see. Now, you're from Jersey, but you were never a New Jersey Devil fan.
Nope, unfortunately, Devils aren't on my radar. My father was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, and our family pretty much grew up all Ranger fans.
Wow.
And, from the minute I stepped foot on the ice for the first time at about 3 years old, I was on the team called the Little Rangers. So
that's so cool.
That's honestly all we live and breathe Ranger hockey. I mean, that's it. About 3 years ago, we actually got the opportunity. We went on a New York Ranger cruise with 4 retired players.
Ron Duguay?
We did Ron Duguay, Ron Greschner, Adam Graves, and Stepan Matteau.
Excellent.
And what a group that was. And to be able to just hang out with these guys on a personal level, sit at a bar, have a beer, and just talk hockey. I mean, you're not going to get any better than that. I mean, when you could talk to those caliber level players, Graves with all the achievements he's made, from when he was a kid, in Edmonton coming up, and then going to the Rangers, and Mess coming in, and then you talk to Duguay about his years and his experiences, and then going into commentating, and then Greschner and all of his background and the depth and how he was within the organization, and it's fantastic. And then obviously Matteau, the only thing you could think is Matteau.
Yeah.
I mean, who could forget that? So it was just a great experience where you got to literally go play everything from street hockey to hang out to trivia to just ask them whatever you want. They're regular people.
That's incredible. And let me ask you a question about Ron Duguay. He still has the hair?
Yeah, no, he had the whole thing going on.
Really?
He had the outfits going with the suit jackets and the whole getup. So it was really fun. I mean, and then we got to spend some time. I even met some of their kids.
Oh wow!
So hung out with Duguay's son quite a bit. And then, Adam Graves has a younger son around the age of 15, hung out at the pool with them. So it was just, regular day-to-day people. And that's the thing with sports that I think a lot of people don't get is a lot of people think that, hey, these are just superheroes out there, but they're regular guys. You just sit down and talk sports or talk shop or whatever it is, talk about cars or this or that. I know. In the car world, Larry Fitzgerald on the Cardinals, he's one of the biggest car guys in the game. He's got 25-plus vehicles, and, I'm sure if you sat down with him and started talking motors or rims or this or that, they're just regular people.
Yeah, regular people with extraordinary abilities.
Sure.
But you're right. I mean, I don't know if you remember Don Kozak from the Kings, third-line guy, back, probably 1980 or so. But I knew him pretty well.
Before our time, Dave.
Yeah, it was. But he told me that every time the Kings went into Philly, all of a sudden 3 or 4 Kings got sick. And that was because, the Phillies at that time had some tough players. And I remember the great rivalries the Rangers had with Philadelphia. I mean, really, what was it, Chabert? Gillies, I think. Yeah, I mean, those were some really good times, right?
Yeah, well, I'll be honest. To today's date, I have never gone to see a Ranger game in Philadelphia. I'm actually quite nervous to go down there.
Yeah.
Being a diehard Ranger fan, it's like a no-fly zone.
Yeah, I got you.
It's not a good idea to go over there.
Yeah, but some good hockey.
Good hockey, good rivalry, just a little bit crazy with the fans.
Yeah, I hear you.
It would be a little scary there. But you were mentioning, athletes are like regular guys, but Ron Duguay is a superhero. He really is. Just with that hair alone, it is just unbelievable. The way that flowed. I mean, one of the best mullets, head of hair, I think, of all time.
No doubt.
Easily. But
he's still got it,
Yeah, unbelievable. And, speaking of, you mentioned Stefan Matteau, and I was over there. I didn't hear everything, but I'm sure mentioned that amazing, probably one of your favorites of all time, getting the Rangers to the Stanley Cup final, the big goal against New Jersey. And were you from New York originally, or how did you catch on as a Ranger fan?
We missed before a little bit, but I was born in New Jersey, and my family's from Brooklyn, New York. We pretty much got gifted the Rangers, and it was never the Devils. Believe it or not, the other two teams are also ones. It's been quite a struggle my whole life, as most Mets, Jets, and Ranger fans. We haven't seen much. I mean, it wasn't as bad as obviously the Cubs,
right?
But the last time the Mets won a series was when I was born. So.
Oh wow! Now, if I mention the name, this was before your time. Joe Willie Namath. Hey,
yeah, 1969.
Yeah, you probably weren't born.
No, not even close.
But that was exciting. I mean, for fans at that point.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Jets if the Jets beat the Patriots at home, it's like winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You got such great sports out there, don't you?
There's a great following. It's, one of the things that there's just true fans. And that's what it's about, is just becoming a true fan in your sport. And, not just liking a team because of its colors, learning a little bit about the history and everything that goes into it. I mean, when I go to a hockey game, I record, the players coming on the ice. I like to listen to all the post-game show and everything in the car on the ride home. It's about just learning how the players feel, the coaches feel, and seeing how they adjust for the next game.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. Have you been to a Coyote game yet?
Yeah, I've been to about 3 now.
Oh, cool.
They have a nice pool. There's so many guests from out of town here. Whether it's from the Canadian or, even the East Coast. Anytime those teams come in, Detroit, Montreal, there's like a sellout crowd here. So it's nice to see hockey supported, even if it is from another team, because eventually those people, they stay here long enough, and Coyotes will be their second team just like it is to us. So, and then it's just getting new people to really clinch onto it and really adapt to the hockey world, and like I said, teach them what the sport's about, expose them to the sport, and then they become fans.
Yeah, and I think that's what's happening. The youth hockey is doing very well out here. Yeah. With Austin Matthews being the number 1 draft choice, that helped put him on the map a little bit, saying, hey, there's hockey out here. And I think California as well, producing some young hockey stars. So I think it's an exciting time for Phoenix. I think they're the 6th, maybe 5th largest city. It bounces back and forth between Philadelphia and Phoenix. Mm-hmm. Philly is, we got to put the X on Philly. So how much do you, out of a no-fly zone, is that, how intense is that?
Well, I mean, just, growing up on the East Coast and hearing stories, and I believe it was about 3 years ago, a New York City police officer went to a game with his son, and they were in the crowd, and they were cheering for a Rangers scored a goal and maybe even won the game. And then a couple gentlemen threw him down a staircase in front of his kid. So,
really?
I mean, it's a little intense.
That's amazing.
Absolutely brutal there.
Yeah. Philly fans are, they get a little rowdy.
It's like you'll have to wear, flyer gear if you go there, but then inside secretly rooting on the Rangers.
Yeah, pretty much. So, As much as I like to go to other venues to watch the team, it's one of those ones that I don't think I'll ever go to. Yeah. We've been to L.A. to watch them play the Kings. We've watched the Rangers play the Ducks. I have a trip planned to go to Chicago, actually, the second week of December. I'd always wanted to go to United Center and see what it's like there. Great Original Six rivalry with the Rangers and the Blackhawks there. And, both are at that competing level of, always driving toward that cup every single year. They're kind of all in that pool together. So it'd be nice to see the Original Six in another state. I've seen pretty much every team, I'd say, at the Garden in New York City. I averaged about 25 to 30 games a year.
Oh, nice. That's a good amount of games.
Yeah, we'd travel on the road or we'd see some at home. So one of the best experience that we ever had between, obviously, a Ranger-Devil rivalry, we took a bus with 50 guests, and we went to Yankee Stadium for that outdoor Winter Classic.
Oh, did you really?
And that was just unbelievable.
That is cool.
The amount of fans in the baseball stadium.
Amazing.
And, just to go, it was about a 50-50 mix on the bus from Rangers to Devils, and everyone's chirping it up on the bus. And obviously one of us went home happy and one didn't. And, I don't know if you remember, but the Rangers won. I believe the score was 7-3.
Oh, wow.
Was the final score, and we were just
happy campers.
In the ultimate glory. When you have to sit on a, about hour and a half bus ride home from New York City to Jersey. With a whole bunch of Devils fans that just got blown out.
Yeah.
There's not a better scene than that.
Yeah, I'm sure that is fantastic. We're so happy you're a hockey fan. And you know your hockey.
Yeah, we kind of live and breathe it. Like I said, my family's grown up in it. Two of my cousins do coaching and training, and the other one plays. So it's just kind of in our blood.
That is so cool. There's no doubt about it.
And you got to be loving the start for the Rangers.
No, you couldn't ask for a better start. They just got to keep it up, stay healthy. My biggest thing is they got to beef up the blue line.
Right.
They got to put in a top, not even a top 6, a top 4 defenseman.
Right.
So, I know there's some talent out there that they're looking to go after that I'd be happy with, whether it's, someone like a Jacob Trouba or Kevin Shattenkirk. Even they were talking about going after Cam Fowler from the Ducks.
Yeah.
So,
and he's had a great start so far.
Yeah, any of those three are just, top-notch defensemen. It's just what are you going to have to give up to get them?
That's the thing,
The one thing that a little disappointment with the Rangers, and all of our family feels pretty much the same way, is just the way they've utilized McElrath. I think they missed the mark on that by not giving him the true opportunity of being a day-to-day defenseman. He's pretty much a stay-at-home defenseman. You're not going to get your offense so much out of him, but you're going to get a solid, gritty game. And I believe in the playoffs, it'll hurt you if you don't have it.
Yeah.
You look at teams like even the Kings, or you look at, even Chicago or Boston. Anytime those teams are in the playoffs, they're crashing the boards hard. It's a lot of people don't realize it might not just be about the skill of the person with the puck, but if you go crash against the boards against someone, they have a quick turnover behind the net, and then someone does a wraparound and it's a goal. There's your difference maker right there, and that starts with a D that gets a little physical, or a forward that gets physical. And unfortunately, the Rangers don't play too much of a physical game. It's a north-south game of just going speed. And it's great if you're speed against speed, but once you play speed against physicality, you need to bring in a little bit of physicality to put up for it.
So they may need a little of that help.
Yeah, definitely. One of the ultimate, you want to talk about someone that I'd love to be on the Rangers who's on the Flyers is like a Wayne Simmons. He's just a gritty player. He gets down in the dirty areas and just puts them in. He's your
Very
power
good.
play guy.
Yeah.
He's going to be in front of your goalie, really causing a little bit of a ruckus. He reminds me a little bit of one of my, he wasn't, I don't think, everyone's favorite Ranger, but I liked his style of play because it brought that aggressiveness to the team, and that was like in Sean Avery.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can't.
He was one tough guy.
He was tough.
On and off the ice.
You know, he wasn't going to be your 40 goals a year scorer, but he was your guy that got in front of the net on a power play. He'd mess around poking the goalie, and next thing you know, it was in the back.
Too.
And he was chirping and got in the goalie's head, and then next thing you know, it was in the back of the net. But unfortunately, you know, now that guy's supposed to be Rick Nash, and you know, he's a big body in front of the net, but he doesn't do too much of the chirping or getting physical. So
wow. Well, Adam, thank you so much. Boy, I loved your not only your restaurant but your presentation on hockey. I thought it was fantastic.
Thank you.
You really have a great radio voice, by the way.
Thank you.
It really is good. And of course, we're broadcasting live from Headquarters Grill, Bar, and Sushi, located at 16041 North Arrowhead Fountain Center Drive in Peoria, Arizona, across the street from Harkins. And come on down. They're open till 2. We're here till 4. And good times here, good food, good service, and really fun time. You can meet Adam. He's our new hockey star that knows great
Saxon Rangers, yeah.
There's no doubt. And we'll be back after these words.
Hey, this is Kwame Lassiter
and Kurt Feldkeller.
You can join us every weekday morning from 7 to 9
on NBC Sports Radio AM 1060.
We are Unplugged.